In the endless darkness of space, a silver fleet drifted quietly. Their ships were massive, their designs ancient yet frightening. These were not new explorers, they were old rulers returning home after 30,000 years. They had once stood above the stars, believing themselves to be eternal, believing that no world could forget them. Now, after ages of silence, they had returned to Earth. To them, Earth was not just a planet. It was a colony, a base, a fortress built when humans were still primitive hunters. They remembered the mines, the great towers, and the underground citadel that had been carved into the land. They had left it here long ago, believing no force could ever erase it. Their leader, Commander Veyrak, stood at the front of his ship. His dark eyes glowed with confidence. "At last, we return to what is ours," he said with a voice heavy with arrogance. The crew bowed, echoing his pride. They imagined humans still living in caves or small villages, unknowing, unworthy. As the ships approached Earth, their scanners began to feed images to their displays. The planet glowed blue and green, its oceans vast and its cities sparkling with light. Towers pierced the clouds, and machines circled in orbit. Satellites moved like tiny guardians in the sky. The aliens paused. This was not the Earth they remembered. This was something different, something unsettling. One officer whispered, "Commander, the humans, they have grown." Veyrak frowned. "Grown, perhaps, but their growth is nothing before us," he said. His words were strong, but inside a sliver of doubt began to form. The fleet moved toward a desert, a place where their base once stood. 30,000 years ago, it was the heart of their empire on Earth. It was a fortress of stone and metal, guarded by weapons, built to last beyond time itself. But as the ships descended, the scanners showed no thing, not a ruin, not a shadow, not even dust of their once great stronghold. The commander's face darkened. "Increase scan," he ordered. His voice trembled slightly. The machine searched deeper, mapping every layer of the land. Still nothing appeared. The desert stretched endlessly, the sand shifting with the wind. "There should be walls," said one officer nervously. "There should be chambers, weapons, archives, something." "Commander, there is nothing." The crew exchanged uneasy looks. It was as if the fortress had never existed. Veyrak clenched his fists. His mind refused to believe it. "No," he growled. "It was built to last forever. We carved it into the bones of this planet. Nothing could destroy it." But the truth was in front of them. The base was gone, erased completely. Silence filled the control chamber. The aliens who once saw themselves as gods of the galaxy now stared at empty sand. Then another officer spoke carefully. "Commander, perhaps the humans removed it." The word stung. The idea that humans, weak, fragile, small, could erase their eternal fortress felt like an insult. Yet the evidence could not be denied. Veyrak's voice lowered, heavy with anger. "Impossible. They were nothing. They were slaves. They could not do this." But outside, Earth satellites kept watching. Their signals flashed through the void, unknown codes and strange energy pulses that the alien fleet could not fully understand. The commander's heart beat faster. He felt something he had not felt in thousands of years. Unease. From above, the fleet looked like shadows drifting across the blue world. They had come expecting to claim their home, their fortress, their dominance. Instead, they found emptiness, and deep inside that emptiness was a question they could not ignore. How could something built to last eternity vanish without a trace? The crew waited their coming. Dare gave no answer. He only stared at Earth, his pride cracking, his certainty bleeding away. Somewhere below, in the cities of Earth, humans looked up at the sky. Their eyes sharp, their technology ready. It was clear. They already knew. They were waiting. The alien fleet circled Earth like vultures, their scanners reaching deeper, but still no sign of the fortress. Commander Veyrak's voice thundered through the chamber. "This is a trick. The humans could not erase us. They are not capable." Yet even as he spoke, unease spread through his officers. Earth's surface was alive with strange energy signals. Thousands of satellites pulsed in orbit, each one carrying codes the aliens could not break. On their displays, the humans were not weak savages. They were powerful, organized, watching. One officer leaned close to the commander, whispering, "They know we are here." The words chilled the room. The fleet had hidden their arrival, cloaking their engines, masking their signals. Yet somehow, Earth's defenses seemed already awake. The commander gritted his teeth. It is impossible, he snapped. 30,000 years ago, they crawled on the ground, they worshipped fire. They could not even dream of flight. How can they challenge us now? But then, on the far side of the planet, massive warships began to rise from the oceans. Long, sleek, black vessels that cut through the waves like predators. They climbed into the sky with power that shook the clouds. Their engines burned bright, dwarfing the alien cruisers in raw energy. The crew gasped. For the first time in centuries, the predators felt like prey. The humans did not attack. They simply took positions, above cities, across the oceans, guarding the skies. It was not aggression, it was control, as if to say, we see you, we are ready, you are not welcome. One young alien officer stammered, Commander, they have fleets greater than ours. How could they build this? Vayrak's pride burned, his claws scraped against the armrest of his chair. No, they cannot surpass us, Thuts. Have stolen from others, yes, that must be it. Scavengers who found technology, not creators. But the sensors told another truth. The human ships carried energy signatures unknown in the galaxy, weapons too advanced, systems the aliens could not identify. It was not stolen, it was something new, something terrifying. The fleet grew restless. Their whispers filled the chamber. Fear spread like smoke. And then it happened. Across the alien comms, a voice broke through. Not alien, not encrypted. It was human, calm and clear. We know why you have returned, the voice said, but what you seek no longer exists. The chamber froze. The humans had not just detected them. They had spoken directly into their systems, bypassing all barriers. No alien species had ever done that before. The commander roared in anger. Shut it off, block the channel. But it was too late. The voice lingered, echoing inside their minds, calm yet sharp. Earth remembers what you built. Earth remembers what you did. That is why nothing remains of your fortress. The words struck harder than any weapon. The officers looked at one another, their pride breaking. For the first time, the aliens began to wonder, had the humans not only erased their base, but also waited for their return? Commander Vayrak slammed his fist against the console. His voice shook with fury and denial. They were slaves, they cannot rise above us. Yet outside, Earth glowed with strength, every city a fortress, every sky a shield. The fleet drifted in silence, and deep inside each alien heart, a fear they never admitted began to grow. What if the humans had not only erased their base, but had surpassed them? What if humanity had become something the galaxy had never seen before? The alien fleet hung in silence above Earth. The commander's pride had cracked. His officers avoided his eyes, whispers filling the chamber like smoke. None dared to speak the fear in their hearts, but all of them felt it. This world was not the same world they left 30,000 years ago. And then the human voice returned, calm, steady, yet sharp as a blade. We warned you once, it said. You enslaved us. You thought we were nothing. You built your fortress as a mark of your dominion, but you forgot something. Humans do not forget. The crew froze. The words carried weight, a memory too sharp to ignore. Commander Vayrak roared, lies, manipulation. They cannot remember. Their history is dust. But in his voice was doubt. On Earth, inside a hidden command center buried beneath a mountain, human leaders sat around a long table. Their screens glowed with images of the alien fleet, calm faces staring into the void. They had expected this day. For centuries, Earth had prepared for the return. General Marcus leaned forward, his voice hard as stone. They finally came back, he said. We knew they would, and now the galaxy will see who we have become. A younger officer turned to him. Do we reveal it, sir? The general nodded slowly. Yes. Let them know the truth. Let them know we remember their empire. Let them know why their base was erased. Above Earth, the alien fleet screens flickered. Suddenly, old images appeared. Recordings of alien ships burning, humans rising in rebellion, shackles breaking. The past they had buried came alive before their eyes. The crew trembled. Their ancestors had ruled Earth with cruelty, forcing humans to mine and build their fortress. But when the empire collapsed in distant wars, the humans had risen. They had destroyed the fortress piece by piece. They had buried it so deep in fire and stone that not even dust remained. One officer's voice cracked. Commander, they remember everything. Commander Veyrak's chest tightened. His claws dug into his throne. For the first time he felt something he despised. Fear. The human voice returned, stronger now. You thought 30,000 years would erase your crimes, but we carried your memory in our blood, in our stories, in our walls. That is why your base is gone. That is why you see nothing but sand. The silence was unbearable. The aliens who had believed themselves gods were now staring at ghosts of their sins. Then, another shock struck. The alien sensors detected movement. Human warships, far larger than before, emerged from behind the moon, their black hulls reflecting no light, silent yet terrifying. They drifted into formation, surrounding the alien fleet with cold precision. Every alien officer stood frozen. Their voices died in their throats. They realized something horrifying. The humans had not only destroyed their fortress, they had been waiting. Commander Veyrak tried to speak, his words stumbling. Prepare weapons. Prepare. But his voice cracked under the weight of what he saw. Because on the largest human ship, across its dark steel hull, glowing words appeared in a language the aliens could still read. This world belongs to humanity. The message burned brighter than fire, and the alien fleet knew. They were not the hunters anymore. They were prey in a sky they once claimed as their own. The alien fleet hovered like silent predators above Earth, but inside their ships, the air was thick with fear. Commander Veyrak's voice thundered through the chamber. Prepare landing forces. We will confront these humans directly. They will kneel once more. Yet his eyes betrayed unease. His words felt hollow even to his own soldiers. A small fleet of alien shuttles descended, their engines glowing with ancient power. They landed on the surface of Earth on a wide barren plain once chosen as their stronghold. The aliens stepped out, armored and proud. Their banners of conquest fluttered in the wind, but they were not alone. From the horizon, human machines rolled forward, tall, armored walkers, their steps shaking the ground. Sleek aircraft streaked across the sky, leaving trails of fire, and at the center came human envoys walking calmly without fear. The sight confused the aliens. Humans should have trembled, they should have hidden. Instead, these humans walked forward with eyes sharp as steel. The two groups stood face to face, silence stretching heavy between them. Commander Veyrak raised his voice. We are the rulers of this world. 30,000 years have passed, yet this land still belongs to us. Return what you have taken, or be crushed. But the humans did not bow. They did not even flinch. Instead, their leader, General Marcus, stepped forward. His uniform carried no fear, only quiet strength. His voice was calm but heavy. You ruled us once, yes, but never again. This world belongs to humanity now and forever. The aliens hissed, claws clenching, expecting humans to break under the weight of their threat. But Marcus only smiled coldly. His eyes did not show fear. They showed something far worse for the aliens. Confidence, Veyrak snarled. Your kind were slaves, tools for labor, nothing more. How dare you speak this way to us? Marcus leaned closer, his voice sharper now. Slaves, yes, but we learned, we endured, and when your empire fell, we destroyed every stone of your fortress. You thought time would erase your sins, but time only made us stronger. The aliens shifted uneasily. The memory of rebellion echoed in their blood. For the first time, they realized humans had not been victims of history. They had been executioners of it. And then the ground trembled. From beneath the earth, massive steel doors opened. A hidden chamber rose into view. It was not the alien fortress. It was something new, something built by humans. A colossal tower of metal and energy, glowing with power beyond alien comprehension. The human soldiers stood taller as the structure lit the skies. General Marcus turned to the aliens, his voice echoing like thunder. You see now, we did not erase your fortress because we feared it. We erased it because we replaced it. Humanity builds stronger than you ever dreamed. The alien soldiers felt their pride collapse. Their commander's face tightened with rage, but deep inside, a seed of terror bloomed, because before their eyes, humanity revealed not weakness, not fear, but a truth far deadlier. Humans had been preparing for this meeting for 30,000 years. The confrontation had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The plane trembled under the rising human tower, its glowing walls humming with energy. The alien soldiers shifted nervously, their claws tight around their weapons. Commander Veyrak forced his voice into strength. Impressive tricks, but tricks only. We once ruled this world, and we will again. But General Marcus did not raise his voice. He only looked at the aliens with calm eyes. You still don't understand, do you, he said. Your empire fell because of arrogance, and Earth was the first spark of that fire. The commander sneered, lies. Yet his words trembled. Marcus raised his hand, and the human tower behind him shifted. Its surface lit up with holograms. Images from the past, aliens whipping human slaves, humans carrying stones into dark caverns, the cries of children, the burning of villages. The aliens froze as their crimes were laid bare, recorded in perfect clarity. Veyrak's soldiers whispered among themselves. Some of them had believed Earth was abandoned with honor, but now the truth burned across the skies for all to see. The human general spoke again. When your empire collapsed in distant wars, you left Earth unguarded. You thought we would rot in chains without you. Instead, we rose. We tore down your fortress piece by piece. We buried it so deep the galaxy would never find your shame. The commander's face hardened, but his soldiers' eyes shifted away. Doubt crept into their ranks. Fear began to whisper where once there was loyalty. Marcus continued, his voice steady. For 30,000 years we remembered. For 30,000 years we prepared. And when your empire tried to rise again in other worlds, it was not your enemies that broke you. It was us, human operatives, hidden in the shadows, dismantling you from within. The aliens gasped, their claws shook. If this was true, humanity had not only erased the fortress, they had been hunting the empire for millennia. Veyrak roared in fury, enough, I will not listen to your lies. But his voice cracked under the weight of fear. Then the ground split again. More structures rose, not ruins, but colossal hangars. Inside them, rows of war machines awakened, engines roaring like beasts. They were not just weapons, they were monuments to human patience, each built as a reminder of the chains once worn. The alien officers staggered, some even stepped back. Commander, they planned this, they were waiting for us, one whispered. Above them, the human fleet shifted, surrounding the alien ships with precision. Their formation was not random, it was a trap that had been set long before the aliens returned. General Marcus raised his hand, his voice sharp as a blade. You thought we forgot, but we remembered every lash, every chain, every cry. That memory became our weapon, and today you will see the true cost of your empire. The alien commander felt his chest tighten. His soldiers no longer looked at him with pride, they looked at him with fear. For the first time in 30,000 years, the invincible rulers of Earth understood they were not gods. They were prey standing in the center of a human snare. The alien fleet hovered restlessly above the Earth. Every scanner, every eye, every mind told the same truth. This was no longer their world. Commander Veyrak gripped the edge of his throne, his claws carving deep lines into the steel. Rage burned in his chest, but behind the rage was fear. Prepare the fleet for battle, he roared. His soldiers obeyed, but their movements were slow, hesitant. The confidence of old rulers had been shattered. In the skies, human warships moved like silent predators. Vast carriers unfolded their wings, releasing squadrons of fighter craft. Their engines burned with light brighter than the alien fleet had ever seen. Shields shimmered across their surfaces, energy bending like rivers of fire. The alien scanners tried to measure them, but the numbers made no sense. Power levels beyond known limits, weapons no database could explain. One officer whispered, Commander, they're ships. They are not just war machines. They are something new. And then, the humans spoke again. This time not a single voice, but hundreds across the comms. Leave, they said, or face erasure. The alien crew froze. They had once spoken like this to lesser worlds, but now the words were turned against them. Veyrak snarled, we will not bow to slaves. Yet even as he shouted, his eyes flickered with doubt. On Earth's surface, the massive human tower began to shift again. Its walls opened like the petals of a giant flower, and from within rose a weapon, an enormous cannon of light, its energy shaking the sky. The very air around it burned, warping under the pressure of power too great to be contained. The alien fleet panicked. Officers shouted, claws striking consoles. "Commander, they could destroy us all with one strike." The commander growled, "No, we are still stronger." But his voice broke under the weight of what he saw. Above the Earth, the human fleet repositioned, not in fear, but in dominance. They formed a perfect sphere around the alien ships, every exit blocked, every escape sealed. The aliens realized too late. They were surrounded, trapped in a cage of steel and fire. The humans spoke once more, calm, merciless. "You ruled us once, but now we rule ourselves. You enslaughter. Ved us, but now we are free. You tried to erase our future, so we erased your past. Leave this world, or you will vanish as your fortress did." The words struck like blades. The alien soldiers looked at one another, their faces pale. Some wanted to fight, others wanted to flee. Their unity cracked. One officer trembled. "Commander, if we fight, we die." Another whispered, "If we retreat, we live." Veyrak's pride screamed to fight, but his heart trembled with the truth. He had led his fleet into a trap older than their own memories. And then, the humans revealed the final blow. Beyond the orbit of Earth, more fleets appeared, warships rising from the shadows of Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Humanity had not only defended Earth, they had claimed the solar system. Every world was now under human control. Every fleet was human-made. The alien fleet shrank in the shadow of humanity's power. What they once saw as slaves had become an empire greater than their own. For the first time in 30,000 years, the rulers of Earth faced extinction. The alien fleet drifted in silence, caught in the iron grip of humanity's trap. Earth below glowed like a jewel, guarded by towers of light, and above, human warships pressed closer, their weapons charged, their formations perfect. Commander Veyrak sat frozen on his throne, his pride bleeding into fear. "Commander," one officer whispered, his voice trembling, "if we fire, they will erase us. If we retreat, we live. What is your order?" Veyrak's chest heaved. His claws dug into the steel of his seat. For 30,000 years, his people had believed themselves eternal rulers. And yet here, in the sky of their former slaves, their eternity was ending. On the surface, General Marcus stood tall, his voice echoing through the comms. "You built your empire on our chains. You believed time would bury your crimes. But we carried them in our memory. We carried them in our blood. And today you face the consequence." The alien soldiers shook. They remembered the fortress, the Ma'am, Ines, the cries of humans in chains. And now they looked at the humans, confident, powerful, unyielding. Humanity's vengeance was not just strength, it was destiny. The massive human cannon atop the rising tower glowed brighter, its energy so fierce it bent the sky itself. With a single shot, it could tear through fleets, maybe even crack planets. The aliens knew it. Their scanners screamed warnings. Every second the cannon charged was another second closer to annihilation. Veyrak's voice broke into a roar. "We are warriors. We do not kneel to slaves." But even as he spoke, his crew stared at him with hollow eyes. The pride of their empire meant nothing if they all died here. And then something unexpected happened. One of Veyrak's captains removed his helmet and stepped forward. His voice cut through the silence. "Commander, no empire lasts forever. The humans have become what we once were, stronger, wiser, unstoppable. To fight them now is not courage, it is suicide." The chamber erupted. Officers shouted, soldiers argued, loyalty cracked like glass. Some wanted to fight to the last breath, others demanded retreat. Their unity was gone. Marcus's voice returned, sharper now. "Choose, leave this system and never return, or we will erase you, as we erased your fortress." The alien commander looked into the void. His pride told him to fight. His fear told him to flee. For a long moment he said nothing. His people's fate balanced on the edge of his silence. Finally, with a voice heavy with shame, Veyrak gave the order no alien had spoken in 30,000 years. "Withdraw." Gasps filled the chamber. His soldiers moved quickly, engines roared. The alien fleet turned away, retreating like shadows chased by light. Their banners lowered, their pride shattered. From Earth's surface to the edges of the solar system, humanity watched. Their ships remained steady, their cannons still charged, ready to strike if a single alien dared turn back. The humans did not cheer, they did not celebrate. They simply stood in silence, their message carved into the stars themselves: Earth belongs to humanity forever. As the alien fleet vanished into the endless dark, every officer, every soldier, every survivor understood one truth: the age of their empire was over, the age of humanity had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same again.